Right, one of our big stories of the week, one of the big deals of the week, Dubai Holding, teaming up with the education company Nord Anglia to develop schools across its communities. Very pleased to have in the studio within 24 hours of the announcement, Rob Walls. He is the Director of New Schools for the Middle East at Nord Anglia Education. Rob, lovely to have you. Good morning.
Thank you for having me.
So, Dubai Holding, yourselves teaming up to develop new schools. How does the business deal work? Who's going to be doing what?
Yeah, so I think for your listeners, it's probably a good idea to say Nord Anglia Education is a world leader in education around the world, premium K-12 schools, 90 schools around the world, 100,000 students. And that's really why Dubai Holdings partnered with us. They said, we want to be able to build K-12 schools in our communities across Dubai. So that's really the nexus of it. And now we're starting off with the one in Dubai Production City.
I feel like I know how the deal will work. They've got the land, you've got the education people. How does it work in terms of the financials? Who's building, who's putting in what?
Yeah, so Dubai Holdings are our land owner, and they will then build the buildings for us. But we work with them around designing the buildings. So what we'll do is we'll pull all of our best practice from our 90 schools and look at the future of education and make sure that we're building future-ready schools that are adaptable for the future as education changes.
So let's look at what everyone gets out of it.
Yep.
For Dubai Holding to work with one education company rather than sort of cherry picking schools and names for different projects, which is kind of the normal model here. What does that allow them to do they wouldn't be able to do otherwise?
Yeah, I think it allows them to move quickly. I think it allows them to know the quality of the educational offer that they're putting into their communities. We know how to build schools, so we can work with them to ensure that they're getting something that's right for their community, right for the families and the students.
What, business-wise, financially, does it bring you?
So it gives us an opportunity to grow in an expanding market. Dubai's tipped over 4 million people now. We're going to see it continue to grow. There's a great need for schools, and so it enables us to grow along with the city that's growing.
And does it give you a guaranteed almost pipeline of students if you're already in communities that okay, there's going to be, 4,000 units here, there's going to be 15,000 people here?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I think what we want to see is parents want proximity, they want quality, they want assurance from a trusted partner. So I think that's what they get when Dubai Holdings put one of our schools into their communities. And then it enables us to have those schools there ready and waiting. And so we can have a pipeline. We will have a pipeline, and it just gives us an opportunity to grow with them.
You say community schools. What are we talking about in terms of proximity? Are we talking walkable?
Yeah, in the future, yes, Dubai, Production City will be walkable, but it's also shorter commute times. I think, in terms of thinking about families, they want more family time. They want, better routines, and so shorter commutes. Obviously, the Production City taps into Jumeirah Golf Estates, Emirates Living, Talal Al Gaf. Perhaps in the future, more schools will be inside communities. So yes, walkable, scootable, bikeable.
How many schools could we see? How big could this deal get?
Yeah, we're focusing on our first one at the moment. We're in talks about future schools, but we're looking citywide. Look at the expansion. There's a large expansion of villas to the south of Dubai, and then there's a long-term expansion to southwest as well. So we're really looking across Dubai.
So we could talk double figures eventually?
Sure.
Is it just new communities? I mean, you mentioned Dubai South and the expansion there, or could we see older communities, you going into some established Dubai Holding communities?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's that we would love to be able to do that, and so I think that's the beauty of working with them, that we can look at the opportunities where land's available and make sure that we deliver what they need and what we need.
What price point of education are we talking here?
So we're looking in the super premium sort of sector.
Obviously, these communities, I mean, you mentioned Talal Al Gaf and the others, are going to have a certain calibre of residents in them. Are you going to be calibrating the schools to the different communities, whether that is price point or whether that is curriculum, i.e. the British curriculum, whatever it happens to be?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got all curricula across the world, so IB, American, British. So we'll be looking at each of those communities. We'll make sure that we leverage that. And so, for example, in Dubai Production City, very entrepreneurial, we'll be looking at how we can be doing more real-world experiences, linking up with corporates and industries, and really just taking that into the future, but making it part of the DNA of the school. But at the same time, also, it's not just about that catchment and community. It is also, there are people going to be travelling and wanting to come in from wider communities too.
How is that affecting? Because you've got a couple of schools here already, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got the Swiss International School, you've got your international school. How is that affecting what you teach and how you teach it, the population change and boom that we've seen in the last few years?
So we're looking at that, and we're constantly doing research. We actually do a lot of research with Harvard Project Zero and Boston College. We're looking at different ways of learning, and so we've gone deep diving into metacognition, which is thinking about thinking. So it's a really lovely way for kids to really get into creating those skills and values. If you think about it, we're heading into a world of AI, a world where, to be honest, we need to be more human. And so teaching those skills and values is really, really important. Critical thinking, creativity, etc. So actually, it's about making sure that the curriculum, the schools evolve with that. And that's where we're heading.
What about on the tech front? Is it becoming a given that schools will be teaching AI, that you will have that infrastructure in there?
So I think there's a difference. I think what we're looking at is about teaching the skills and values to ensure that our children head off into, or your children head off into the world ready for a world of AI. So I think, we all know we've got to be careful. We've got to be critical of what AI gives us, and we've got to really think about how it can use us, how it can benefit us, but also at the same time, what are those elements of that our children are going to need, because those future jobs don't exist today, perhaps. So we need to make sure that they're prepared for that.
So what kind of time frame are we talking for this? That first school to start with, talk me through what happens next.
Yeah, so we're in the design phase, which is super exciting, creating something for the future. That's going to take, it's a sort of a 2-year build sort of process. Okay, so you've got the design, and then it's likely sort of 2-year build. So we're looking at that for the first one. And then whilst we're doing that, we're also talking to Dubai Holdings about other opportunities. Okay.
Any hint about where geographically those other opportunities might be?
Can't quite offer that one yet, but it will be coming to a place near you.
Rob Walls is Director of New Schools for the Middle East at Nord Anglia Education, in this morning because of that big story this week that Dubai Holding has tied up with Nord Anglia to develop schools, starting one there in Dubai Production City, but with plans and possibility for more. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.